ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the show. It's Saturday night. Politi-tics with your host, your favorite guy in the world, Jake Johnson, and the Bandhammer.
Howdy, Untethered Live.
Favorite gal in the world. Hair. What's going on out there? How's the world treating you on a Saturday? I've had a good day today. Lots of great things to report upon. And a good day all around just to be alive. Are you happy to be alive? I'm happy to be alive. I see a new person in the chat right off the bat. That's nice. Hi, Sharon. Welcome. Hope you stick around and join into the funs and festivities and conversations. But who's first in chat? That's what's important here tonight. That would be Debbie. You get a gold star for being first in chat. Amanda?
Woohoo, Debbie, here's your gold star. Hamburger, help her hand, Debbie.
Sharon says lurking. Well, don't lurk. Come on out of the shadows and join us. Say hello. Tell us about yourself. Who are you? Where are you from? What kind of things do you get into? Nothing is limited. You can say whatever. Amanda.
Hi, Sharon. Welcome. And hi, Untethered Live family. Good to see you all.
Camel.
No, it's Saturday. We're way past that.
Me bike.
Yeah. I hope everyone had a good day. Had a good smiley face. I should have said day.
Day to day. Smiley face.
Hi, Jake. How are you tonight?
I am tired. I rode a bicycle all the way to town today. I got a new bike. Someone gave me a bike, and it's beautiful. It's a powder blue beach bike with big wheels and a basket and little clippy things and a seat and pedals and wheels that roll. It's fantastic. I'm a little old to be riding a bike, but I rode one, and I made it, so yay. 12 miles round trip, but it's still fun. And I've got some new songs to share with you tonight, too, if you're interested, if you'd like to hear my progress. Including an all-new Jaike voice that I've been painstakingly building since 2 weeks ago. I got it now, though. It's the first draft. It's not finished, but it's very, 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 very close to me. Still the wrong accent, but all the other stuff is there.
It's very close.
Very close.
It sounds good. It's Jake if Jake would run it through a studio.
Yeah. And somebody else was singing. But other than that, Debbie says, hello, Sharon. Don't lurk. Come join us and have some fun. Amen. And Jake, stop playing with Amanda. It's showtime. Showtime? Huh? What? I'm here. I'm ready. Debbie says, yep, it's showtime, so show me something. There's my, what do you call that? Little hole where your Adam's apple is?
Trachea?
Ain't it sexy?
Oh.
Look at my neck. Yeah. I don't know why. Sometimes I just go there. Amanda says,
where are we at? Hamburger, LOL, Debbie.
there you go. Patty's here. She says, hello, children. Hi, Patty. Nice to see you. Come on in. Take your shoes off. It's going to be a good show tonight. I can feel it in my bones. My mustache is tingling with joy. Can't wait to show you all some new songs.
Hamburger, helper, hand, Patty.
Patty LaBelle. Rachel's here. Hi, Rachel. Long time no see. How you doing, darling? How you feeling? What's going on in the world? What's new with you? Nice to see you. And Rachel says, hey, how's everyone? I am fantastic. How about you?
Hi, Rachel. Hamburger helper hand. Welcome back.
Patty says, hello, ladies and outlaws. Patty, nice to see you. Rachel says, normally, Amy sends me an invite every time. Is she okay? I have no idea. I haven't heard from her in months. I would imagine so. She still posts on Facebook, so yeah. And congrats on the bike. Good exercise. Yeah, I'm very happy to have it. I've been stranded for a while, so having a bike is like being able to move again, so it's very nice. To the person that donated the bike to my cause, I greatly appreciate it. It will be much loved.
Rachel, are you on the Untethered Live chilling page?
The Untethered Live Chilling page, the link is in the chat. It's a great place to share pictures, text, videos, memes, chat, and get to know each other. It's over there, facebook.com/UntetheredLiveChilling. The link is over here. Go check it out. Coffee.
I wasn't asking her for you to do that.
Rachel says, good cardio. I know, but you buried the lead, so I had to jump to the announcement. That's how announcements work and segues. Aaron, what's up, brother? He says, waves hello to everyone, and thank you to the hosts for this fellowship. My pleasure, my friend. Thank you for showing up and fellowshipping with me. I couldn't do it without you. I mean, I could, but I'd just be a weird guy in a room by myself talking to the wall.
Ooh, I hear a bunch of motorcycles.
Oh, yeah, there's a bunch going by.
Hamburger helper here, Aaron. Oh, I jumped, didn't I? Amy don't come here anymore, Rachel. I can send you an invite if you'd like. I send them out every time.
That's right. Rachel says, oh, wow. Why? What happened? Your guess is as good as mine. I don't know. Nothing especially happened. I don't recall getting in an argument or anything. Just went our separate ways, I guess. It happens. You can't keep people forever. They have to fly eventually. And for all I know, she still watches. She just doesn't comment anymore. I don't know.
Hamburger helper hand, Aaron.
Rachel says, yep, you can, Amanda.
Okay. Yeah, and yes, you are on the chilling page. So tomorrow I'll send it out and start sending them out to you from then on.
But just so you know, without exception, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. 8:30, 8:30, 8:30, 8:30, 8. Eastern Standard Time. Right here on Untethered Live. Yeehaw. Without exception. Unless I'm dying, which has happened. Debbie says Kevin is in Atlantic City today, so I have been left to my own devices. Like the AA kind. So be prepared. I am not responsible for my actions. Well, when you get all vibrated, it's kind of hard to control yourself. I understand. Mr. P's here. He says, good evening, all. Be right back. Well, all right. I'll see you tomorrow. Amanda?
I don't know. She got mad and left. And okay, I will, Rachel.
Rachel says, shaking my head. Did she ever go to Florida? No.
No. Aaron says no comment.
Part of it, part and parcel of the reason of all this. I guess. I don't know. Again, nothing with me. I'm innocent in all of this. Sorry, my chat jumped. Aaron says no comment, and Rachel says, I shouldn't be out here gossiping in the open, LOL. It's okay. And I'm getting surgery soon. What are you getting surgery for, Rachel? I hope that's a good thing. I hope you need it and it's something that's going to fix something, but what's the problem? Dodie Estes says, happy Saturday from Florida. Hi, Dodie. Welcome back. How are you? Heart and wavy hand to you, too. Aaron says, surgery on what? It's a good question. Here's the link to the Jilla page if anybody wants to check it out. Rachel says, my shoulder, Sweet Pea, my dog, who passed away, she pulled my shoulder chasing a squirrel, overstretched a tendon. Oh, I've had that problem before. I understand. Well, I hope you get it fixed, and I hope that it'll relieve much pain for you. Happened 2 years ago. Aaron says 17 people, only 7 likes. That math don't math. Double tap it. Hit that like button, everybody. Like, subscribe, share, support, join. Super chats are available in the chat box. If you want to show a little bit of love, if you feel like tipping the musician or whatever, you can do that at paypal.me/jakejohnsonband or CashApp $JakeJohnsonBand. Right there. And let me do that again. I got to turn the sound off on that anyway. There we go. Now you can just see it. You don't have to hear it anymore. And I won't get a copyright claim. Up to about 65 of them now. I don't know how I can go through all of those and trim out all the segments that are copyright claimed. It's going to take forever. They know that. That's why they do it.
Just the beginning and the end.
They like to keep me down. It's because I speak the truth. That's why.
Yeah.
And you can say that, why would they care about a guy that only has a few people watching? Because they don't want the truth being told. Doesn't matter how many people hear it. Aaron says, I'm sorry, Rachel. And Rachel says, yeah, I'll follow it, Amanda. I blocked Amy from messaging me because I was getting annoyed with the invites and Bible verses I was getting. I love Jesus and all, but it was too much. I hear you. That's why we have Sunday and Monday night for Bible study, so you can come and get it and then move on with your life. And the rest of the time, we just talk about whatever. That was not at my direction, so take it for what you will. But the invites, if you know it's here, you don't have to get an invite.
Well, Rachel scatterbrains sometimes, so.
Yeah, Rachel says, I know the schedule, I just suck. I've been a lot of health issues. I hear you. I hear you. Well, I'm not going to force you to come hang out with us, but you're welcome if you ever decide to.
And if she wants me to send her a reminder, I'll be glad to do it. I do it every time.
Amanda?
Hamburger hell, or is that where we're at?
Yeah, follow the chat.
I was.
Don't do the reading and catching up thing.
Hamburger helper hand, John.
It says, Buzz. You been drinking again? Or are you swatting at a bee? What's happening? Debbie says, Aaron, can I borrow some batteries? Oh, that Buzz. I got it. That's more like. Wow, wow, wow. Aaron says, sure, I get them for free. Nice. Your vibrator works all the time then, huh?
Hamburger helper hand, Dodie.
Dodie. Aaron says, I work with a southern guy at work, and he pronounces batteries, bat-rays. That's not southern. That's retard.
That's Yankee.
I'm southern as you get, and I say batteries.
And radiator, some Yankee shit, too.
Yeah. My sister says batteries. Batteries. And I keep telling her that's not how you say that word, but she won't listen. Batteries. Go figure. Rachel says, fun fact, walking dogs is the top 5 reason people get shoulder injuries. That's crazy. Amber's here. She says, good evening, friends. Smiley faces and hearts. Hi, Amber.
Hamburger helper hand, Amber.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Mr. P says, I got a call about a digging gig tomorrow morning. You're going to play music in a hole? What?
Digging gig. He's going to dig a hole.
Oh.
Gig, job, same difference.
No, they're not the same difference.
It is.
Gig is what you do when you have to go play somewhere. As long as it pays. If you want to play in a hole, that's great with me. I'll play in a hole. Somebody please pay me. Amber says, hamburger helper hands, roses, and surprised hearts that are scared of hamburger helper hands. Robrio says, hello from Laredo. Well, hello from North Carolina. Nice to see you. Robrio, welcome into the show. Who are you? Where are you from? Laredo, obviously. And what are you into? Aaron says, I can dig it. Right. Hit that like button, please. Everybody, please hit that like button. We need it. It helps.
Roberio, hi, welcome.
I think that's Robrio.
Robrio?
Yeah. Like Robrio Rodriguez. Patty says, the truth only needs one person for winning. Amen to that, Patty. Generic name, welcome back. He says, hello, what did I miss? Everything. You missed everything. We solved the world's problems and cured cancer while you were gone, and you missed it. And we also figured out how to get laid for free.
Generic hamburger helper hand.
Mr. P says, not the kind you want to dig. It's sewage lines. Ooh, gross. We take care of some of the older folks around here who can't afford to drop thousands on BS like that. A fella is nice enough to let us use his equipment. That is nice. And that's awesome. I appreciate you doing that. On behalf of the older folks, thank you. Debbie says, damn, Jake, that sounded like a weed whacker. Oh, wait, I might need one of those too. Well, if you do it right, it is kind of like a weed whacker. You got to put it on high and go for broke. Aaron says he must be a Yankee then, because he says radio. He is originally from New York, so probably a New York thing. I would imagine so. See, when you say I work with a Southern guy and then you say he's from New York, those two things don't mix. He's not Southern. He might currently live in the South, but that doesn't make him Southern.
He might be a wannabe Southern.
Yeah, Southern's in the blood. If you got kaolin or red dirt in your veins, then you're Southern. Otherwise, faker. Mm-hmm. Aaron says, Debbie, I thought it sounded like a car that won't start. Oh, it starts.
Damn, my comments aren't going through.
Amanda says, exactly, Aaron, Yankee. That one went through. Aaron says, oh, I remember I got cookies. I'm about to eat me a cookie. Ooh, nice. I didn't get any cookies.
Yeah, you did.
I did? I got a cookie. And a new bike. Maureen Flood says, hi, everyone. Hey, Maureen. Josie Gray Dennis says, hi. Hey, Josie. Maureen says, please like and share. Thank you, Maureen. The real power slap says Michael Jackson's pronouns were he. Ha ha ha. Yep. Hello, the real power slap. Welcome to the show. Maureen says, Amanda says.
What's that, Jump? Exactly, Aaron and Yankee.
Maureen.
Oh, hamburger helper ham, Maureen.
There you go. Amber says, Maureen, heart. Maureen says, hi, Jake and Amanda. Hi, how are you? Are you feeling well today? I hope your day is as wonderful as mine. And Maureen says, yes, they do. I moved to North Carolina when I was 5, so yeah, I'm Southern, but from New York. No, you're what's called a damn Yankee. It's a Yankee that has been transplanted to the South. You're welcome, but damn Yankee, you know? I'm just telling you how it is. I was born and raised in a field in Georgia. I hesitate to say what kind of field because I'd rather it be something like cotton or, something Southern, but it was soybeans. Sorry.
There it went. I don't. Anyway.
Where are we at?
Yeah, I don't know.
I got it. Generic name says, I'm an atheist. I'm sorry. We can't all be intelligent. It's okay. Anyone want to have a civil conversation about religion?
No, not tonight.
Well, I mean, we can, but I have a Bible study for that sort of thing on Sunday and Monday. Tonight's a political night, and if you want to talk politics, we can do that. Or if you want to talk about why your morons don't work, we can do that too. But I caution you. I kind of know the business. So if you want to have that conversation, you better come prepared. Or you will be made to look very small very quickly. And I don't want that for you. So, pick your battles. That's all I can say. Maureen says, so I'm a damn Yankee? Those who moved south and stayed. Right. That's right. Transplanted Yankees. You're still from the north, but you have migrated. You showed common sense and came south. Yes. That's a good thing, though. That's not an insult. I know a lot. Where would the world be without Yankees? There's a lot of things we wouldn't have.
And for the 5th time that YouTube shadow banned me, and I have no reason why, because there's nothing wrong with that statement. That statement says Debbie needs a jackhammer.
Sanskar Silkar War. Sanka silverware underwear. I got you. Trump, Biden.
Trump?
That's obvious. Trump. Are you serious? Did you capitalize Biden on purpose? Are you trying to push your little idea forward while minimizing the other one when the other one is clearly the better man? That's sad, Sanskar. No accounting for taste, I guess. Mr. P says the night's topic was a bone to pick this week. All these nutters whining about that is unfair. All these nutters whining that it's unfair. What's unfair? That it's unfair. Was in 50 scrapes growing up. Never felt the need to sword anyone. If the kid looked like me, nobody would be talking. I think you're talking about Karmelo Anthony. Okay, that makes sense. Knife anyone. It's a big knife. That's not a knife. This is a knife. No. Yeah, both sides of that argument are in the wrong. The people hollering watermelon felon, that ain't nice. And also the people that are pissing on graves, that ain't nice. Stop it. A young man's life was taken. You should mourn that. Doesn't matter who did it. Doesn't matter why. It was done. That's the bad thing. The life being taken is the bad thing. Not the who took it or who was it taken from. That it was taken. That's the common sense thing. Maureen says, I didn't have a choice then, but I definitely do now, and I ain't going back. I hear you, darling. Well, you're welcome here. You know that. Generic name says, okay, sure, I'll try to catch the religious-themed night. Is there any theme for politics or politics night yet?
No, we're just talking
Generic.
politics.
Look at the title. Title of the video. Or might be at the bottom. Episode 98. Karmelo Anthony case. Tulsi Lobs Haymaker on her way out. Peace deal. That's the topic. But you can talk about whatever you'd like to talk about, and I'll oblige you because that's why I'm here. But that's the kicking off point.
That's the ideal of the topics.
And just to clarify, Sunday and Monday nights are not religious themed. I don't practice a religion. I teach truth from a document that is literally older than any other document known to man. Truth. Reality. That's what I teach. And you're welcome to come be a part of that. The mistake here is thinking you know something I don't. That's the incorrect part on your behalf. Debbie says, where is he? Looking for Mr. Jackhammer. Right? He's in the jackhammer locker under Jay.
He's in the jackhammer locker under Bam, 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 Bam.
He's under Jay right next to Jake.
Oh.
Jackhammer. Yeah. Ma'am Dummy, greater than Trump, says Sanskar. Well, we can't all have brains. That's okay. It's all right that you're lacking in that area. Aaron says, it let me say it.
LOL, Debbie. And Ma'am Dommy is a retarded idiot.
Yeah, you just wait and see. Aaron says, I think in that statement he was saying that Trump is greater than Biden because that's the greater than sign. If he wasn't, then that's exactly what he did. Well, I mean, he used the greater than sign, but he capitalized Biden in lowercase Trump. So I think he doesn't know that. And if he's pushing the Biden over Trump narrative, it's obvious that he doesn't know that. the less than greater than thing just eluded him. Maureen says, and both their lives are over, so right. That's absolutely right. Neither one of them walked away from that fight.
Debbie.
Debbie says, I need to find Pebbles. She always knows where Bam Bam is.
Burb.
Are you burping? What are you doing? Trump failed to make America great again. Well, that's a matter of opinion, and as a person who actually has money to spend in the world, I'm guessing you don't. Because only people that don't think that. But, Sanskar, is there anything that you would like to actually add to that conversation? Do you have any information that has, evidence behind it, or you just like to throw haymakers and whine about your position in the world? Patty says, I gotta run. It's been fun. See everyone Sunday for my fun day. All right, Patty. Well, God bless you, sweetheart. Thank you for being here. And we love you, and we'll see you Sunday. Amber says, hugs, Patty. Hagen. Hugs, Patty Hagen. Patty Wagon. Hugs, Patty Wagon.
Night, Patty.
Mr. P says, what was it about the whole thing that made that kid think it's okay to sword someone? That's what I don't get. Is it just not thinking before acting? No, it's worse than that. People are radicalized by music and politics and young culture and things like that, and they don't actually know the consequences of their actions due to being desensitized by video games and movies and violence of all kinds in every direction. They actually think that that is a plausible way to handle a situation, and they act before they think it through, and it ends up costing somebody their life. And, also, if you bring a knife to school in a backpack, and your response to a person telling you to get out from under their tent is to put your hand on a knife and say F-A-F-O, you wanted to kill somebody. That's what you went there for. You can't spin that any other way. So the guy went looking for trouble and he found it. That's all there is to it. The other guy was not looking for trouble and found it. That's the bad part of this situation. And Maureen says, Sanskar, Trump is working on it, whereas Biden was and is brain dead, while others, like Obama, used him as a puppet. Yeah. The whole world's insulting America because of his silly statements like Greenland, etc. Sanskar, you don't have any understanding of what you're talking about. His silly statements about Greenland and etc. is absolutely correct, and he has every right to do so. You just don't know that because you're not worldly enough to understand the world outside of your little borders. Much like Panama Canal, we have a vested interest in that area and have every intention of using it. And the people that are there actually want that to occur. So you're wrong all the way around. You just aren't smart enough to know it. Now, that will become a problem for you in your lifetime. Unfortunately, you're not going to learn that lesson tonight. So you're just going to have to be wrong for a little while until it smacks you in the face and you realize that you don't know what you're talking about. And Maureen says, Sanskar, and a lot of what he's done has been paid for by Trump. Yes. That's exactly true. Debbie says, except Austin will never have a family of his own, and Karmelo can get out when he is 35 and still have a family of his own. Well, that's true. Unfortunately, if he makes it that far. The thing that you're missing, though, is that his programming is already damaged. That's why he's in the situation he's in. So the likelihood of him making it to a family are very slim. The chances are he's going to make poorer decisions than the one he made already. evidenced by his crying like a baby when the sentence came down and begging for somebody to let him off the hook when he didn't realize you have to pay for your actions when you make them. Amber says, I'm thinking it's a lack of adults raising their children, respect and morals. Amen to that.
Yeah.
I just saw something weird pop up on my chat. Did anybody else see that?
No.
It looked like a Facebook post, but it was on my chat.
I didn't see it.
It's weird.
It might have been the gold coin Bill just sent.
Maybe.
But, yeah, he wasn't too much of a Barney badass when he got that sentence handed to him, was he?
Right. Skylar is the religion Rajasthan. Is that like a Rastafarian? And thank you, Aaron. What's going on with the peace thing? The last I heard is that the talk is the peace deal will be signed by Sunday, which is about the 5th time I've heard that. So your guess is as good as mine, but I would guess they're probably going to stall even more. Maureen says he's already been suspended from school for carrying a knife on school property. Was not supposed to be at the track when his dad took him to the stadium with a backpack with a knife in it. Yeah, like I said, he went there looking for trouble, unfortunately. Moses Slack says, peace president. Hello, Mo. Hey, Mo. Hey, Mo. Yeah, yeah. Over your head. Got it. Bill Bennett says, sent gold coins for 10 jewels. Thank you, Bill. I don't know what that means, but I appreciate it. I'll take it. Sand Scholar says, the whole world is praying that after 1.5 years, they get relief for his poor and unruly policies. But you're a moron, and I don't care what the whole world is praying for. They're not our country. They have their own countries. You can run your mouth in other countries all you want. The only country that matters is this one. For us. I don't care what the whole world is doing. Why would you say that like that's a thing that would matter to me or anyone else? Only children care what other people think anyway. Bill Bennett says, howdy, y'all. Hey, Bill, nice to see you. And I am going to pause right here and play you guys a song because I got to go pee, and I've heard it before. So give me a moment. I would like for you guys to listen to this song and tell me what you think. I've been working on it. Here you go. This is just for you guys. This is an original, one of my songs. Sort of.
Time today, just another show on another stage. Don't know what I'll say, don't know what I'll play to please this crowd. Seems to me that it dims my sight when the lights are shining so damn bright, burning in my head, making me forget why I love this job. And this power trip is bigger than it used to be. Staying out all night is getting old. It's hard to get inspired on a rainy day. Tough to keep that fire in my soul. And it's hard to keep on living, hard to keep from feeling old. crazy women and all-night bars, cheap hotels and rental cars. My kids at home, I call them on the phone 'cause they miss their dad. My woman got kinda tired of the race. She said, Jake, I can't keep up the pace, up and down the coast, all across the whole damn USA. And this power trip is bigger than it used to be. Staying out all night is getting old. It's hard to get inspired on a rainy day. Tough to keep that fire in my soul. And it's hard to keep on living, hard to keep from feeling old. Yes, it's hard to keep on living, hard to keep from feeling so damn old.
All right, there you go. That's the first one. That song is entitled Old, and I wrote that probably 5 years ago, maybe 6 years ago. And it's been a big hit at my shows. People love that song when I play it, like Elizabeth. It's one they request a lot. And one thing you'll note about that version of that song is, first of all, I arranged the music. I arranged the recording. Everything in it is me, even the voice, because I built an AI model of my voice. Now, I've lost my voice due to COVID, and I can't really sing anymore, but that's as close as you can get. It's still the wrong accent, and I'm still working on that, and I'll figure it out eventually how to get it the right accent, but that is my voice on that recording. It's just helped with AI. So that's a good thing. If I can keep it like that, I'll be happy with that. Bill Bennett says, howdy, y'all. Amanda says, hi, Bill. Amanda, you say that.
Hamburger Helberham, Bill.
Mr. P says, I agree with that. It's parents not raising kids right. That's exactly the problem. Parents have lost the plot in this society with this generation. They just aren't doing it right. It started back in the 70s with Dr. Spock when he told everybody that spanking your kids was a bad thing and you shouldn't do that. And Maureen says, Amber, I think Karmelo's parents raised him to be a thug. I know plenty of people who are raised as decent humans. Agreed. Crate welcome to the show, says Aaron. Iran wants Israel to stop bombing them in Lebanon, but Bibi from Israel refuses to stop because they'll impeach him. Yeah, that's not why he's bombing them. They're not going to impeach him because he rules Israel. And they don't have that kind of government anyway. If they did, they'd have used that a long time ago. But they want him to stop bombing them because it hurts. But here's the problem. When you kill me, I kill you back. You understand? Silliness. Aaron says, I see. Sanskar says, make America great again. He did. It is. I don't know what you're saying. Make America fool again. Well, we're leading in everything right now, so, okay. You keep thinking that while we take over. Bill Bennett says, you cannot make peace with the green, white, and red. I love Trump, but no clue how he is getting us out of this mess. I don't know that he can. I don't know that conflict has been going on for about 2,500 years to date. It's not likely to stop now. Doesn't matter who's involved. Maureen says, when the stabbing occurred, I wondered if it was a gang affiliation. And I did not know the races or the color involved yet. Yeah, well, it wasn't a gang thing. It was a stupid teenager thing. It just went too far, way too far. And now Karmelo is going to pay the ultimate price for that because the other kid actually paid the ultimate price for their behavior. It was bad all the way around. It should have been handled differently on both sides. One side obviously went way further than the other side. And I just wish that it hadn't have happened. And now 2 fathers are without their children tonight. And one of them will never get their child back. That's a travesty. Debbie says, I agree, Jake, but Karmelo can change his fate. But Austin never can. I understand that. So to me, that is the real tragedy, not Karmelo. Yeah, he can still change his outcome. I agree with that. As far as I'm concerned, Karmelo can go suck an egg and take a long walk off a short pier. I don't care. I hope he spends all of his life in that jail. He deserves it. And so does everybody else that takes a life for no reason. Mr. P says, they'll stall. It's costing Iran billions because their oil wells are being damaged because valves are closed and some damage is irreparable. Yeah, I think they'll stall too. But like I said, that fight's been going on for quite some time. It's not likely to stop now, regardless of who's trying to get it to stop. Aaron says, no, that's not like a Rastafarian. It's a religion from India. Oh, okay. Mo says, a wise guy, eh? Yes. Very wise. One would say Solomonic. But unless you listen, you'll never know. See, here's the trick. It doesn't matter how smart a person is. They're only as smart as the person they're talking to, because anything they say that goes over their head goes over their head. They don't get it. So it's wasted energy. So unless you're smart, you'll never know how wise I am. Mr. P says, when is Amanda going to guest host? Amanda.
Yeah.
Now. What are you saying?
Doing it now, John. LOL. I don't do Sunday and Monday nights, but all the other nights I do.
She's been guest hosting for like a year now.
I was out for a few nights because I was really sick.
Amanda says, I'm doing it now. What are you saying?
Right. I read that. I was like, wasn't I just talking a minute ago?
Maureen says, Sanskar, you are right. The rest of the world will be happy when they don't have to answer for disrespecting America. Trump set them straight. Amen to that. Yeah, the rest of the world will be really happy when they don't worry about getting bombed out of existence because they say or do the wrong thing. Because they're apt to say or do the wrong thing often. In other words, the rest of the world is so used to taking advantage of us, and they can't right now, which is why they're talking shit about our president. I'm happy the man's doing his job.
There will be none of that in here.
And by the way, I'm guessing you're not in America. Because if you were, you could watch that mouth of yours. Debbie says, I like it. This isn't a dance song. It's a sit down and sip your beer song and listen to song. That's okay, though. Sometimes we need to recharge and to dance some more. Well, the next song I'm going to play you is a dance song, and I hope you like it more. But you're right. It's a ballad. It's not a dance song. It's a slow dance song. It's to rub your bellies together and dance cheek to cheek. And if you don't like that, you can turn around and dance face to face. I don't care. It could be a slow dance song. That's right, Aaron. It's a love-making song. But actually, it's not, because it's a miss your family and your wife sucks song, but the sentiment is there. And Bill Bennett says, that's jamming. Thank you. Do you guys like the song, though? Do you appreciate it? Do you ever want to hear it again? That sort of thing?
I don't after I listen to it a million times in a row.
Aaron says, I could do some rocking to it. Thank you, Aaron.
That's the only disadvantage of being here listening to him get all that stuff going.
Yeah, I don't know that that's a disadvantage, though. You just learn the song better.
Well, I know the song. It's just a million times, one right after another.
They're not the same.
Not always.
They're never the same. Every time I listen to it more than once, there's something different about it. It may not be perceptible to you, but there is a difference. Might be a phrase or an inflection or a note. Something's different. And I'm listening to it to correct it so that I can figure out what I need to do to it next or when it's done. And that one's pretty close to done. There's a few things I could do to it, but it's pretty close. I like it. Debbie says, any excuse to rub bellies, huh, Aaron? Amen. Maureen says, sounded real good. Thank you, Maureen. Amber says, agreed, Maureen. Thank you, Amber. Any criticisms? What do you think about the writing? Maureen says, Debbie, it is dance music, slow dance music, right? That's one of them get real close to your girl music. And be glad you don't have the kind of relationship that's being talked about in that song. I do love gone bad songs. I'm not a love song writer. I'm a love gone bad song writer. Aaron says, more like an excuse to touch hearts, Debbie, through the private parts. Amber says his parents bought houses and cars, no lawyer, with all the money raised for such ignorance. Did they? I haven't heard what they spent the money on, but I know they raised a lot of money.
Well, they lost all that money because Gifts and Go pulled their $700,000 donations.
The parents said he should have killed both brothers, not just the one. Well, then they should be happy their son's going to rot in hell for the rest of his life.
Yeah, a bunch of people are saying that.
That's a terrible thing for people to say. Just like the people that celebrated when Charlie Kirk got shot. What does this world come to when you don't mourn the death of a human being? When you celebrate the death of a human being, that says there's something wrong with you and you need to recognize it. If you find yourself celebrating the death of a human being, you should take a long, hard look in the mirror and ask yourself what went wrong, because something went wrong. That's not what we're supposed to be here for.
Yeah, even if it's a bad person, you still don't. I mean.
Aaron says, love is the most manly thing I know, Debbie. Amen, brother. Amber says, then the community celebrated such dumb fuckery. I like that word. It's a good word. Dumb fuckery. Yeah, the community should be ashamed of itself. Whomever the community is. This, let me reiterate, just so if there's any question, this is not a black versus white thing. It wasn't in its inception, and it isn't in its argument. This is a evil versus good thing. It just so happens that in this case, the evildoers are of the opposite color. It's not necessary to make that the reason for the evil. It's not. Chase Weatherby. Agreed. Chase Weatherby, you have a very bank-like name. Who's your friend? That's Chase. Chase Weatherby. He works at the Southern District Bank Center. Goldman Sachs? Oh, yes. Yeah.
I have a niece named Chase.
I like the name Chase. Bill Bennett says, and no Jesus in their lives. Yeah, they've lost that thread entirely. That's unfortunately the reason that most people go down the roads they go down. Lack of Jesus. Who died? Are you not familiar with the Karmelo Anthony case?
Aaron don't watch the news.
A young boy was stabbed in the heart by another young boy because he got under a tent that he shouldn't have been under, and the boy asked him to leave. And when he didn't leave, he pushed him out from under the tent, and the guy came back and stabbed him in the heart. I'm paraphrasing, but that's the basic idea. And Debbie says, okay, Aaron, I feel bad now. Why do you feel bad? Aaron says, don't. Why do you feel bad? Did I miss something?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either. Amber says, self-reflection is a bitch. Yeah, especially when you're in the wrong. Aaron says, Debbie, you didn't do nothing. I'm not even going to try to pronounce that, but you got banned, so don't say things like that.
Twice.
You almost got it right. It's FAFO, not FTL. You got it backwards. You're going to find out, though.
Oh, yeah, you're going to find out the hard way.
Your belief in him has absolutely nothing to do with his belief in you.
But you ain't going to come in here and talk about him like that. That ain't happening.
Amber says, whoa.
Yeah, I got that one quick, didn't I, Amber?
Debbie says, my comment was not because I thought you were weren't being manly, Aaron. No harm, no foul. No harm, no foul. I don't think that was the case. I must have missed something because
I think they're talking about the dancing part.
Yeah, I read it. It just didn't seem like a disagreement. It just seemed like two different perspectives.
Oh, I don't know. I must have missed something then.
John H. from across the pond is here. He says, good evening, everybody. Hello, John. Nice to see you, my friend. How are you?
Hamburger helper hand, Nuggy.
I, too, now own a bicycle. Amber says, who was that? Who was what?
Yeah, I don't know. He came and went as fast, or he went as fast as he came.
Amber says, Nuggy. Hearts and smiley faces. There he is again, saying bad things. Yeah, and you're going to repeat yourself on top of that to prove that you have no brain cells at all? Yeah, you're out.
That part.
Aaron says, we all good, Debbie. I meant to say love is natural, and yes, we always good. And John says, and not all the world hates Trump. I live in Britain. Thank you, John. Yeah, people that say that really don't know what they're talking about. Speaking of people that don't know what they're talking about, Sanskar says being apolitical is the biggest curse in society.
No.
Why would that be? No, it's not. It means you don't have to argue with everybody you come across. And by the way, you're not apolitical. You're very much political on the backside of the left. Tobias Shanson. Did I say that right? Tobias Shanson? It's Trump's birthday. Happy birthday, our lovely president. Is it his birthday?
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow. Well, happy birthday, Mr. Trump. Thank you, Tobias. Aaron says, gotta dance close enough to pass the batteries. Right? Trump laugh at death of human beings? No, he doesn't. What are you talking about? He himself has been almost killed 3 times. Why are you so childish? Where are you getting this information from? Are you watching CNN and NBC?
It's called being a troll.
And Debbie says, ha, Aaron, I need me some batteries for that jackhammer. Oh, yeah. Bill Bennett says, Trump loves humanity. Yes, he does.
Tomorrow is Trump's birthday.
Well, happy birthday, Mr. Trump, President Trump. God bless America and happy birthday. Like he's going to watch this video.
I could send it to him.
Yeah, he won't see that either.
You never know.
Aaron says, I got you covered, Debbie.
I get text messages from him.
Yeah, not from him. You get text messages from his media handler. I do too. I'm on Truth Social and X and all that stuff with him.
No, I get actual text messages. I signed up for him when they put out the thing that they had going on not too long ago.
Yes.
I get text messages from Trump himself from the White House.
Oh, wow.
I mean, I know
I'll believe it when I see it.
I know it's his media handler, but
Blitzcan says, get in the box for Israel. I don't get in the box for anybody. Sorry.
I mean, well,
You're in the wrong chat for that. John says, just look at Iran do to their own people. Just look at what Iran does to their own people. That's nothing to do with Trump. Correct. That is correct, John. There's a lot of bad in that country. A lot of bad. And they're guilty as charged. The fact that Trump is there is just another thing that's happening. Debbie says the person that filmed themselves peeing on Austin's grave has people reenacting it, putting themselves in the video to act like they are peeing on the grave too. Well, that's terrible. Those people ought to be ashamed of themselves. I do not support that kind of behavior.
Those people are going to hell.
Well, I don't know if they're going to go to hell or not. I'm not the judge, but I know they're not coming to my house. What does get in the box mean? I think that was a threat, and I think the box is a coffin. I mean, it's in the emojis. And that could get you kicked out, Blitzcan. Or Blitzkank. Debbie says the original poster has been arrested and faces federal charges. He reacted to the FO portion of FAFO. Or he reached the FO. Yes, he did. Well, that's good. I'm glad he got arrested for that. I don't generally support censoring free speech, but when you do things that are in that poor taste, such as Kathy Griffin holding up a head, or somebody peeing on somebody's grave, or somebody mimicking being shot in the neck, those people ought to be shut up. That's not free speech. That's just taking advantage of a good thing. Aaron says, what the heck? How old were they? I don't know. A lot younger, or a lot older than they're acting, that's for sure. Amber says, Miss Hammer, yes, you nailed that shit fast. She ain't playing around. She wields that hammer like a weapon. And Maureen says, Debbie, good. I'm glad they got arrested. John says, do you know what Iran are doing, selling women's hair after they have unalived them? Truth. That's terrible. I did not know that.
Gross.
Ghana 2 says, hi from Turkey. Well, hello, Turkey. Nice to see you. Go Beckley Tempe.
I was just thinking the same thing.
Aaron says, hello. Sanskar says, all assault on him was scripted to deviate the public. That's stupid. What did they deviate the public to?
Oh, yeah, I'm just going to let somebody shoot me in the ear and kill an innocent person in the audience for no reason.
Yeah,
Come on now.
That's moronic. Why would you even think something like that?
That's dumb.
Take the tinfoil hat off and go out and touch grass. You're not looking at reality.
Quit watching The View and CNN and MSNBC and...
John says, no one wins in murder of someone and what damage it's done to the family. I know all about that. I hear you. Nobody does win. No, it's a tragedy all the way around when somebody dies from murder. Aaron says, who's Austin? We don't know.
Austin Metcalf. Austin Metcalf was the football player.
The football player, yeah.
That we're talking about.
Austin is the guy that got stabbed. Karmelo is the guy that stabbed him. Maureen says, that is not free speech. It's disgusting and disturbing. I agree, 100%. It's taking advantage of a good thing. We have free speech so that we can say things that matter in the face of diversity or things that other people are uncomfortable with when it needs to be said. It is not to gloat over someone's death. That's just wrong. Even if that person is your enemy, you don't gloat over their death. Even warriors have a code of honor. That's what this generation doesn't have, any honor. There's no honor in any of this.
No, everybody's out what they can get for themselves.
Debbie says one of the federal charges is desecrating a grave because he was actually at Austin's gravesite. Yeah, well, that's actually illegal. You can't desecrate a grave. So good on them for getting arrested. That'll teach you to be a shithead.
Right.
Amber says, Nugget, they use every part of the bodies on the black market. Amber says, it's creepy as F. Aaron says, LOL, some black lady in the hood gonna fight over that hair. Probably, yeah. Make a good weave. Okay, Sanskar. Now you're just talking like a moron. Look in the eyes of a Democrat for a brighter future. The only thing a Democrat's going to do is steal your money and complain about how bad their life is. They're not going to do anything for the future. They don't build things because they're not smart enough to. Use your brain. Democrats ain't never built anything. They never fixed anything. Ever. Most of us here have been alive for more than one presidential run. I'm guessing you're very young.
Or a Democrat.
And a Democrat.
Or a furry.
Maureen says everything Sanskar has and is saying is just to provoke people. Of course.
Of course. Yes, definitely.
Aaron says Karmelo Anthony. Yeah, he's the guy that stabbed the other guy, Austin.
Austin Metcalf.
Yes.
And yes, definitely Maureen.
Aaron says, what the hell? Well, go read up on that story real quick so you get an idea of what we're talking about. Then you'll understand why everybody's up in arms about it. Sanskar says, Mandami himself, enough to beat Trump in a debate. Okay.
Trump's got more power in his pinky than Mamdami has in his whole entire body.
Everybody in this room would pay money to watch that debate.
And no, Aaron, that is the same name, but it's a different person. He was named after the basketball player, yes.
I got you.
So it's a disgrace to the basketball player. But no, he was named after the basketball. This is a 17-year-old kid that that stabbed another kid in his heart at a track meet.
Yeah, I forgot about that part. It's not the basketball player. Yeah, I know who that is. I used to have his shoes. Yeah, not the basketball player. Debbie says all Democrats ran cities are shitholes. They are that.
Yeah, look at all the trash and stuff all over New York now because
Or California or Chicago or
Right.
Miami or any Democrat-run city.
Well, that's your problem. You're an ex-Republican voter.
Yeah. Well, you stay on that side, Sanskar. We don't need people like you over here.
Right.
Bill Bennett says also Dems want you to rely on free shit so you can be a slave, right and wrong, good and evil, and right, same thing. Yeah, left and right. Yeah, good and evil, left and right, same thing. You're right about that. Amber says, I'm not Republican or Democrat. I'm American. I hear you.
That part.
I'm a conservative. I'm not a Republican.
I'm a Christian American.
So I'm purple, says Amber. All right. That's the bottom of the chat. Let's play another song. This is One Hell of a Night from a portion of my past. I wrote this song about 5 years ago. Enjoy. Come on, put your hands together. Sunday at the small cafe, a waitress caught my eye. She was walking right towards me. I was mesmerized. She smiled and gave me a telephone number. Said, won't you call me tonight? It might have been Easter Sunday, but the sparks were flying like the 4th of July. Looks can be deceiving. I fell into those innocent eyes. No matter what I'm believing, dare
one hell of a night. Ooh, ooh, ooh. 6 a.m. the very next day, we're both lying in bed. I look down, to my surprise, we both had rings on our left hand. We got married at the courthouse. It was a kind of a joke. I don't know where this whole thing is going, but it's sure to end with fire and smoke. Looks can be deceiving. I fell into those innocent eyes. No matter what I'm believing, dared to commit a planned surmise. Hook, line, and sinker, I fell for her lies. It was one hell of a night. Ooh, ooh, ooh. One hell of a night. Ooh, ooh, ooh.
All right, there's that one. What do you think? Aaron says, this is a good political night. So far, so good. Maureen says, easy way to remember is the stabber starts with a K, as in knife, and the ball player starts with a C, as in kilt. Yes. John says, Mandami went to the White House about a year ago, standing right next to him, and was sucking up to Trump. Yeah, he was. You forgot about that part, didn't you, Sanskar? Amber says, play that funky music, white boy. Right on. I love it. Thank you, Amber. Aaron says, ladies and gentlemen, Jake and Pimpin' Country. Amen. Debbie says, grabbing my boots, hooking my thumbs in my belt loops, and getting ready to boot scoot across the floor. Just not getting married after. Well, you'd have to be at a small cafe for that to happen. At the time I was there.
Right, Debbie?
And Maureen says, I love your music, Jake, enough to buy it if I actually had the money. I hear you, honey, but that's why I'm giving it to you for free, because it's not for sale right now. But thank you for that, and I appreciate that. It means a lot. Aaron says, yep, that song needs a line, so dance, but a fast one like the new ones. That song needs a line, so dance. Huh? That song needs a line. What line does it need? But a fast one like the new ones.
Probably that song needs a line dance, so it needs its own line dance.
Oh, I got you. A dance for that song.
Yes.
I got you. Makes sense. Aaron says, I'd slide to it. If we ever do the gathering, we should get some big speakers and put that out in the field, and Jake can play that, and we all can dance. Amen to that. I'm down.
I'm down.
Line dancing. Okay, that makes sense. John says, we got civil war in Britain, Ireland, Scotland, and England riots lately. Yeah, I'm sorry to hear about that, man. What's all that about? Is that about the immigration thing? I know it's been crazy around the world, but I'm not exactly sure why the infighting, but I'm guessing it has something to do with the immigration and the replacing of the people. Either way, we are not in a good situation around the world right now. Every country has something wrong. And we need to get a handle on it because it's going to end up causing problems. I really hope that we can solve those problems. If you grew up when I grew up, if you were standing there 25 years ago when I was a teenager, 30 years ago when I was a teenager, you wouldn't believe, if you told me then what the world would turn into, you would just call me crazy. You wouldn't believe it. Everything I was raised to believe, this generation has none of it. It's like it just didn't happen. I don't know why that is, but we need to solve it. Aaron says, problem is that it's been too busy spending money on boxing AI. I'm building ugly electric cars. What is it? Problem is that it's been busy spending money on boxing AI. I'm building ugly electric cars. What is it, Aaron? What are we talking about? Debbie says it's a Muslim invasion. They do not integrate. That is true. Maureen says it is, and the citizens are celebrating Trump as an example of good representation of the people, not invaders. Amen to that. Aaron says, this damn autocorrect. It'd be all right if I knew what we were talking about. I could figure it out, but I don't know what the subject of that sentence is. And don't forget to like and share, says Maureen. Thank you, Maureen. The problem is they are too busy building bots and AI and stupid electric cars. Who are they? What are we talking about? That's the thing I don't understand. What does that sentence go to? Are you talking about other countries? I'm not exactly sure. Who's building bots and AI and stupid electric cars? The government? Are you saying that's why they're not handling the problems? I'm not sure. John says immigrants there attacking people. Another one today, a 17-year-old girl stabbed in the neck. That's just wasteful. I wish they would stop doing that. Immigrants, y'all need to control yourselves. I've noticed when they don't want you to say something, they either turn it gray or they autocorrect to the point where it's unrecognizable.
He must be talking about YouTube.
You must be talking about YouTube. Yeah. They certainly don't want people thinking for themselves. That's true. Or a certain way of thinking for themselves. It's all right if you think for yourself as long as you fall in line. Context is, I was referencing that to when you were saying that the world has problems everywhere and they need to get it together. Right. Okay, so the world is too busy building AI and electric cars and whatever else you said there. I got it. Okay, makes sense. Maureen says, John, I'm praying for Britain, Ireland, and Scotland and other places that are being invaded. Well, they need all of that we can muster, all the prayers that we can give. That I'm sure they all need that. We also need people with common sense to stand up and take control and stop the nonsense, whatever it takes. Because if we don't, it's going to go out of control very quickly. And I think some people want that, want to watch it all burn. I'm not one of those people. I'm not an anarchist. I would like to live comfortably and stay relatively peaceful. But you'll have that. John says, prayers back, right back at you all. Thank you, John. We need it too. We're not innocent in our country either. Damn phone went dead, said Mr. P. Oh, no. Do we need to call the people together and have a funeral? Bring in the close family members and say the last rites?
Amber, bring the glitter.
Amber's got the glitter.
Hey, Mr. P, you know them things work better when you charge them.
Yeah, you got to charge those things. All right. So we've talked about a couple of things, mostly Karmelo Anthony and Austin Metcalf. We need to talk about Tulsi Gabbard throwing haymakers on her way out of the DEI or DEI, whatever it is. What is it? DEI, Director of Intelligence, whatever it is. On her way out of being a CIA. She is throwing charges at people and exposing the conspiracy theories that we have chemical weapon labs all over the world. And one of those chemical weapon labs is where COVID-19 came from, in Wuhan. And there's one in Ukraine, and there's a couple in other places. And that is not a conspiracy theory. Those places exist, and she is exposing all of it as she walks out the door. She's leaving that job not because she got kicked out, but because her husband has cancer and she's going home to take care of him. And another guy's taking her place who is much like her, and I think he'll do a good job. I don't know much about him yet, but from what I've seen, he seems like a stand-up guy. We'll just have to wait and see. But yeah, she's going to uncover and ruffle some feathers as she walks out the door. That's pretty interesting. I can't wait to see how that unfolds. Aaron says, how long do you think if it goes on before it spills out of control and we have another world war? Or we're already in another world war. This is World War III right now. It's already happening. It's just a Cold War, and not a lot of bullets are flying yet. But if you were around during the Civil War, you wouldn't have thought that was a war either. There were people sitting on the bank watching it unfold and having picnics while those people were down there in the field fighting. And they were watching it and laughing about it because it didn't seem like a war then either. Wars are peculiar things, and they take place in many areas, many arenas. And the war that we're having right now is a war of attrition, mostly. It's a war of people disagreeing with one another and arguing on Facebook and lobbing insults at one another, and occasionally a person gets stabbed in the neck. So yeah, it's gonna roll out into an all-out war at some point somewhere. If you're in the middle of Iran right now, you think that war is happening. So Linda Davis says, just got home from the wedding. It was really nice. Well, tell us all about it, Linda. How are you, sweet lady? And congratulations to the bride and groom. Debbie says, yeah, I have to remember to change things too, or Aaron's going to go broke sending me batteries.
Linda,
yeah,
Linda, hamburger helper hand, and woohoo, that's awesome.
That is awesome. Mr. P says, yep, I wasn't paying attention. Islam is a huge threat to all Western society, and Russia and China, they won't allow Islamists to join society. No liberals here wonder why that is so. Well, it's because they don't know any better. Those liberals have not tasted the pain of being eaten last yet, but they will be. See, they think that they're kowtowing to the power at hand, and what they don't realize is that they just slated themselves to be eaten last, but they will be eaten just like everybody else. Soylent Green, watch that movie. You'll get a good understanding of what I'm talking about. Aaron said that part. Aaron says, Debbie. Amber says, Linda. Maureen says, Mr. P, Japan and Poland, bar them too. Some countries are smarter than us in that area. It's a religious war. It is. It's the exact war that the Bible talks about, and we are living it right now. This is the locust army in effect right now. Just go read Revelations, and you'll understand that we're in the first half of it right now. Amber says the COVID release was the first attack on this war. Pinky promise. I don't doubt that. It also was a test. It was a test to see how far they could push things, and we would comply and allow them to do it. And it was a successful test. Because we have allowed them to do it a lot. Aaron says, good for her for blasting the truth. Amen. Good for Tulsi Gabbard. Yeah. Yeah, she's definitely making a go of it as she leaves the building. I'm happy to see it because I thought she did a real good job while she was there. She did what she went there to do. And we're all real proud of her over here at this house. I've always liked her anyway. Even when she was a Democrat, I liked her. Mr. P says, I love Poland's president. Right on. I don't know much about him, but from what I've heard him talk about, I like him too. He is a smart man, says John. Amber says, then don't rebuild them again. Yeah. Maureen says, Amber, and they are set up and taking action for the next one. Engineered tick to make people allergic to meat. Oh, yeah, the tick. I've heard about that. They would love for that to happen because then they could justify making us eat the bugs. Linda says he cried and his vows were so beautiful and my speech went well. Even Walter's family came up to me and said so. Aw, I'm so proud of you. Good job. Amber says, Maureen, yes.
And that's great, Linda.
Aaron says, I just looked up the stabbing that Karmelo Anthony was named after. The other one, so it's not the basketball player. Right. That's what I thought happened. That the basketball player stabbed somebody. No.
I told you it wasn't the basketball player, that he's named after the basketball player.
Bill Bennett says, I think Jesus be back in mid-2030s. What do you think? I think that if you add up the 70 weeks of Daniel versus 1948 when Israel became a nation state, according to what the Bible says would happen, and Christ said that this generation will not pass before all things are done in the Bible, that all things will come to pass in that generation. And then you figure out what a generation is. It's either 30 years, 70 years, or 120 years, depending on what you're talking about respectively. And for this kind of a generation, it's usually 70 or 120 years. We've already passed the 70-year mark, so we've only got the 120-year mark from 1948. That'll put us around 2036. So that's what I think, somewhere in that time frame. But I'm not making a prediction because those always don't come to pass. People have been predicting the end of the world since the beginning of it. It doesn't always go well for the predictor. So I'm not making any predictions. I'm just telling you what the math of the Bible states, that by 2036 all these things will be done, including the return of Christ. We'll see. That's what I think, Bill. Linda says it was kind of hard seeing Walter and sitting across the room and not together, but it was a good time anyway. Now, I understand that's tough. I hope he behaved himself too. And I'm glad that you were strong enough to get through it.
I knew you could do it, Linda.
Amber says the vax actually killed a certain type of blood structure. I don't know about that, but I know it was fraught with problems. And most people that got that vaccination got problems from it. Not everybody, but a large portion of people did. And I knew the moment the government told me I had to have it, that was one thing I wasn't going to do. And thank God to this day, ain't nobody sticking nothing in me that I don't approve. What was that?
Nothing.
That was an evil grin.
I just had a dirty thought, that's all.
You can stick something in you that you don't approve?
No.
Amber says, where China only allows one child, their people are not here. They did have a one-child policy. I don't know if that's still in effect or not, but for a while, that was a one-child policy. Bill Bennett says, congratulations, Linda. And Linda says, thank you, Bill. Mr. P says, Islamists look down upon anyone who isn't like them. Meanwhile, you have fools siding with the IRGC and buying into all the BS they spew. Only in today's society would liberals ever buy extremists as ... Right. You're right about that. And that's why I talk to them like they're fools when they bring that up here, because that's exactly what that is, foolish. Those are children that have never lived a day of life in the real world, never worked a hard job a day in their life, never had to be hungry, never had to be scared, never had to depend on themselves to find out what was going to happen next or to get around, never been stranded, never been threatened. Those people don't need to be making the end runs that they make. They don't need to be allowed to speak to adults. And the quicker we get back to sit down and shut up and let the adults talk, the better off we'll be as a world. Right now, we're letting too many children run the asylum. The inmates are running the asylum. Amber says, I think Jesus is already here, letting non-believers fall on their own. Well, he is already here in that he never left in that respect, but he isn't back yet, or else everyone on earth would see him. Mr. P says victims, right. An extremist is victims, right. Liberals ever buy extremists as victims. Yeah, they're not victims. They're causing the problem. Aaron says, I get easier, Linda, and I hope it still was a good, it will get easier, Linda, and I hope it was still a good time. She said she had a good time. Yes, 2036, Amber. My math might be off. Just count 120 years from 1948. That's your number. I think it's 2036, but I might have said it wrong. I don't have a calculator in front of me, and I can't count that high. I'm a musician.
Your phone?
It's not in front of me.
Yeah, he can't count past 4.
No. I can do 6 occasionally, but only if I've got a drummer. John says, John, it's in there. Quran, it's inbred in it. I don't think inbred's the right word, but I hear you. It's in their Quran, T-H-E-I-R, Quran. That is correct. Bill Bennett says, you remind me of an old friend I had. He passed away. Well, that's terrible. Why would you tell me I remind you of a dead guy? And he said every 2,000 years, something big in the Bible happens, and the calendars are off a few years, and our Lord was 33 years old when he always guessed mid-2030s. Yeah, when he died. Yeah, that's true. All that's true. Our calendars are off a little bit because we go by the Gregorian calendar, not the original calendar. But the dates, while they're off, they're still in that 7-day week period. So that's still in effect. So it's not that off. We're off a little bit, but not not to the point where we wouldn't see something coming. Every couple of 100 years, something in the Bible occurs because the Bible is prophetic largely, and it tells the future 236 times throughout its pages. And so the story that the Bible tells has happened as it was written and continues to happen as it's written until the end. And so he's right about that. And Jesus was 33 years old when he died. And that is correct also. And that's also when we stopped counting BC and started counting AD, which is what our entire calendar is based upon, is Jesus' life. So he's not wrong. And he must be one devilishly handsome good friend of yours, if I remind you of him. Bill Bennett says, no one knows the time, but beware of the season. Yeah. You can recognize the season. And I'm not pointing out the time. I have no idea what time he's going to show up. But I do know the season, and we're in it right now. Didn't Galileo predict something like that, the end of the world, says Aaron. I have no idea if Galileo predicted the end of the world. I don't think so. I think he predicted that the world wasn't flat and that we revolved around the sun. But who knows? Hey, Phantom. Watch how I laugh at you and don't read your comments. Does that make you feel good? It should. Maureen says, have a blessed night, everyone. Maureen, well, thank you for being here. God bless you. Sweet dreams. I hope you feel better.
Good night, Maureen.
Amber says, hugs, Maureen. Sweet dreams. Maureen says, hugs, Amber. Aaron says, Phantom, never worked hard. That's funny. Yeah, you don't know me. From Adam's House Cat. You're making assertions that you don't have any idea about. So keep telling yourself whatever you think you need to hear. And I might be short, but I could whip your ass with one hand tied behind my back. Don't you ever forget it. Maureen says, thank you, Maureen. 1948 plus 20 years is 68, not 36. I had it backwards. It's 2068. Thank you, Maureen. I knew my math was off. I just didn't want to sound foolish. But I can't count. Well, how about learn English, Phantom, and then I can better assist your wishes if I knew what you were saying. Speak English. Are you a short Mexican dude, says Amber? It must be. Sounds like he's kind of worried about the height, doesn't it? I'm a height supremacist myself. Height supremacist, get it? I thought it was funny. Mr. P says the Quran encourages lying to further Islam reach. I know it does. How anyone sees that as a holy in any way, I'll never understand. Well, they were fooled. They were lied to by a used car salesman type, and they bought it. And that's all there is to it. I would imagine in the absence of hope, you would latch on to anything, and that's what they did. That part of the world ain't very hopeful. It's kind of bleak over there. So I imagine somebody came along selling a story, and they just bought into it. However, more and more you see on the internet where they're forced to answer what the Quran actually says. You read it to them and ask them to their face, do you actually believe that? And more of them are choking on their belief system and looking very foolish doing so. So hopefully that will be a thing of the past very soon, much like Scientology. I meant embedded, not inbred. I got it, John. I was just teasing you, buddy.
Grow it, Phantom.
Mr. P says the devil encourages lying too. Yep. That was the first thing he did, actually. To mankind, anyway. First thing he said was, yea, hath God said. Look, this isn't true. This is what God says, but it's not true. He twisted the word of God. It was true. And it came to pass just as he said it. But it was too late. They fell for his smooth-talking bullshit. Amber says, I take offense to the snowflakes crap because I'm glow-in-the-dark white. I hear you. Me too, from the waist down. Aaron says, LOL, Amber. Amber says, I'm serious, green team. I legit glow. I'm snow white. That's called alabaster skin, and I like it. I have it too.
Me 3.
Maureen says, as in the time of Noah. Aaron says, I need proof. And you want her to show her your ass? Show you her ass? Didn't Nostradamus predict it as well? Well, that's debatable. I've read the quatrains, and they vaguely sound familiar to some things that have occurred. Some of them sound like nonsense. That's the trouble with things like that, because they're not very specific. And some people have chosen to believe that Nostradamus predicted a lot of things in the world. But if you go read them, they're vague at best. And they say some things that sound right and some things that don't. So I'll leave that into your interpretation. I don't personally believe that Nostradamus was a prophet. And I think that he was probably able to tap into some patterns and have pattern recognition and know how certain things would turn out, because that's just the way certain things turn out. And he probably had the insight to write it down. And he probably got a lot of it right. But I think that's all it is. And I don't think that his predictions are worth any weight. Same thing with Edgar Casey and the plethora of other people that wrote predictive stuff.
Neil deGrasse Tyson.
No, that's just a scientist.
He's retarded.
He's an actor mostly. He just says what he's told to say. He's selling an idea, and that idea is anti-God and anti-America and pro-science, pro-evolution. And he's a used car salesman type. So beware of used car salesman types. And Maureen says, Amber, so am I. I'm Irish and I burn if I think about the sun, LOL. Amen to that. Bill Bennett says, a short Mexican female named Cunt Swallow. Really? I didn't see that. I thought it was Phoenix or whatever. Phantom.
Yes.
Cunt Swallow?
Consuelo.
Oh, Consuelo. I got you.
Cunt Swallow.
I see. Amber says, oh my gosh, Bill. Mr. P says, Muhammad was a grifter who took from multiple religions and made up a story to sell. Exactly. Which is why I don't teach Mohammedism here. I teach what the Bible says because it's true. And I've taken great pains in my life to discover that it's true, to make sure that what I was teaching is correct. And so I do. It's not fly by the seat of the pants organization. I don't do it at a whim. I take great responsibility for what I teach. Amanda?
My chat, I think it's LOL, Bill.
It is. Amber says, I mixed myself with Spanish so my children wouldn't be clear, kind of white. That's ignorant at 20. Well, I mean, it worked. You can see him, can't you? Can I get a refill on that coffee?
Yep.
Real Roy Cohen says, Nostradamus. I agree. Nostradamus. Revelations 2:9 sums up what's going on in America. I agree with that also, Real Roy. Welcome to the show. Hit that subscribe button, everybody. Do me a favor while you're doing that. like, subscribe, share, support, join, and if you can, hit the paypal.me/jakejohnsonband or CashApp $JakeJohnsonBand. I greatly appreciate the effort. It means a lot and helps me pay my light bill. So if you can support the show, I greatly appreciate that. And now, let us continue. Amber says, I'm so pale, my daughter had a white baby, and my granddaughter is as pale as me. So neither one of you has seen the sun then. LOL, vanilla bean, says Aaron. Right. Amber says, I told Jelly, damn baby, you ran out of ink and didn't shake the cartridge enough. Who's Jelly? I'm guessing that's the father of the baby. John says, I go black in the sun like a coal miner. Right on. I tan very nicely. I look like a Mexican when I tan. The problem is I can't keep it because my skin is alabaster. As soon as I tan, it goes away the next day. It doesn't matter how dark I get. In 2 days, I'm white again. I cannot keep a tan. It just will not stick to my skin. Amber says, my daughter Angelica, we call her Jelly. Oh, okay. I didn't know that. That sentence makes more sense now. I wish I could keep a tan, though. I'd like to be tan, but I'm not. Thank you, dear. Coffee, coffee. The nectar of the gads. Don't want to run out of that. All right. Amber says, in the chat. Yeah, we're getting there. I am going to call it a night, but before I do, I want to play one more song for you. But this song needs setting up because it's not finished. This is a framework of a song that I'm working on. All of the elements are there, but it has not been shaped yet. So it sounds a lot like a monotone voice. You know how people talk in monotone and it's all one thing all the way across? It's kind of what this song does because I haven't shaped it yet. All the chord progressions and all aren't in there. And some things need to change about it that I haven't changed yet, but this is the structure of the song, and I'd like to share it with you. It's a good song, but it's a little bit weird in places. So I just want you to be aware of that up front. It's not finished. It's not going to sound complete because it's missing some stuff, and there's some stuff there that needs to be taken out and rearranged and all of that. But it's the idea of the song, and I want you to hear it. It's called Spirit World. And it goes like this.
Walking in the rain, I've been up in a high rise, reflecting on my pain. I've been out on the main road, running from my shame. I've been in too much trouble, hated for my name. And on my knees in revival, trying not to go insane. And I fought with the devil. He tried to bind me up in chains. I gave the dead eye to that dark dark man's wicked claims, and I was delivered out of living my life in shame. I felt the heat rising up from within. Lord, there ain't no doubt I know the route to the house I've been living in. I felt the flame burn in my skin. Lord, I was led to the door of the spirit world, but I didn't go in. And I heard a thunder crack across that eastern sky. I could taste the sulfur on the wind as he walked by. From the depths of deception, he approached in disguise. And even though I saw him coming, he took me by surprise. I waged a war with the night, and I showed up to fight, but the sun was in my eyes. And I felt redemption for the first time in my life, surrounded by the hunger and the anger and the strife. Then I heard the voice of wonder say there's no need to pay the price, 'cause I'm the mystery in your mind, boy, I am the sacrifice. You'll lose your sight to the light, but you will see the might of the hand that wields the knife. I've been lost in the desert. I've been running out of time. I've been caught in bad weather, and I've been caught without a dime. I've been deep in the jungle, trying to expand my mind. I've been high on a mountaintop, trying to leave the whole world behind. I felt the heat rising up from within. Lord, there ain't no doubt I can find a new route to the house I've been living in. I felt the flame burn in my skin. I was led to the door of the spirit world, but I didn't go in. Yeah, 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 yeah.
All right. There you go. That is the structure of the beginning of the song Spirit World. I'm not done with it yet. There's a lot that needs to be added and shaped and taken away and molded. It's not done yet. But by this time next week, it will be. So we'll play it again and see what you think of it. But tell me what you think of the writing. That's why I wanted you to hear it. I wanted you to give me some critique on the writing. So go ahead. Aaron says, that's cool. Little jelly. Little jelly. Little jelly roll. Bill Bennett says, love you all. Prayers and good night. Bill, thank you for being here, my brother. God bless you. Linda says, good night, Bill. Amber says, all right, y'all. Hugs, my favorites. Y'all have a blessed night and get some rest. Amber, God bless you. Thank you for being here. Aaron says, so technically Amber's a paleontologist. She's pale, for sure. I don't know if she's a tologist. She's definitely pale.
Night, Bill.
John says, congratulations, USA, with the win yesterday, World Cup, 4-1, soccer. Yes. Or as you guys call it, football. We played the football in England, the football. And we win the football. 4-1. All right. I don't know anything about sports, but awesome. Go America. Or whoever won. Go whoever won.
The United States.
Aaron says, yep, this one I gotta have. Well, thank you, Aaron. I appreciate it. You can have it. It's yours. Aaron says, claps with the beat. Yeah, it ain't done yet. Let me finish it, then you can have it. I got a killer saxophone part that's going to go in that song. It's made for that song. A baritone sax, you know, like something from Louisiana or something. It'd be great. John says, fantastic song, Jake. Thank you, brother. I appreciate it. Linda says, nice, Jake. Thank you, Linda. Aaron says, just like blues gospel, it's inspired. And I like this one. It's something I would actually go to church to hear. That's how church music is supposed to sound soulful. I agree. That is a real story. It's a true story, by the way. That is my life that you're listening to. I wrote that song about 4 years ago while sitting in a studio apartment above my sister's flower shop, reflecting on the war that I was in at the time. And that's what came out. And it's real and very deep. And I hope that you felt that, and I hope that it painted a picture. That's what I'm hoping for. And I hope that it's something you could apply to your own life and feel something about. Amber says, music and hearts. Thank you. John says, that's solid, Jake. Mr. P says, that's solid, Jake. Feels like Christian rock. I've been listening to that a lot lately. It wasn't intended to be, but it might be Christian rock. I mean, it is Christian rock. Anything I play is Christian rock because I'm a Christian and I rock. But, yeah, I would be happy with it being played on a Christian rock station. Amber says, my dear friend Jake, you might know a thing or two about music. Well, thank you. I might.
Maybe.
It's definitely a stadium rider. Oh, I don't know about all that, but thank you. I'm interested in what you guys think about the story, though, if you got anything out of it. It kind of twinges like Heyday stuff. I don't know who Heyday is, John, Mr. P. I guess I'll have to look Heyday up.
Or unless he's talking about the Heyday.
I don't know. I'm guessing that's the name of a band. I'm not sure.
I mean, maybe.
Amber says, go ahead on. I guess that's a compliment in Amber land.
Yeah, it is.
Debbie says, that was so good. Now I need a tissue. Oh, thank you. Amanda says, good night, Amber. Aaron says, clappy, clappy, clappy. Thank you. John says, good night, everyone. John, God bless you, my friend. Stay safe over there. We'll see you Sunday night. Linda says, good night all. See you all tomorrow night at 8 p.m. for Bible study. Kissy faces and hearts. Linda, thank you for being here, love. I appreciate you. Congratulations on your son's wedding tonight. I'm happy for you. Heyday rock in general, says Mr. P. Okay. Amateur Troll says, free R. Kelly. He'll pee on you. You sure you want that?
And you'll get yeast infection. Getting too much baby oil in places that ain't supposed to be.
Mr. P says, much love. Looking forward to tomorrow. Mr. P, God bless you, my friend. And Justice for P. Diddy says, amateur troll. And then you got blocked. Look at that.
Oh, imagine that. And Nighters, I'll see you tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time right here on Untethered Live for a Bible study. Much
Be
love.
there or be rectangular. Kind of hard to do a square and a rectangle. Debbie says, good night all. Debbie, God bless you. And thank you all for being here. I hope you liked the songs. I hope you enjoyed that. I did. And I got some more coming down the pipe, so be waiting for that. Eventually, I'll have a whole album done, and then you can go download it. God bless everybody. Have a good night. I'll see you tomorrow night. Thank you for coming and getting political to death with me. We'll see you tomorrow for Bible study. Thanks for watching.
Good night, y'all.